Hello everyone, welcome once again to the Wild Wings Cafe, Macon, Georgia. We're here to talk Mercer basketball with head coach Bob Hoffman. Coach, good to see you once again. We're hopefully folks will bear with us this evening as we tape the show. We didn't get a whole lot of sleep. We'll talk more about the road trip and getting home at 3 o'clock in the morning, but let's jump right back a week ago. Okay. We were here taping the show. We had just defeated Florida Gulf Coast in a tough battle, an Atlantic Sun Conference game. Stetson came to the University Center. New head coach, Casey Alexander, one of the most improved teams in the league. Tell us about that game.
He's doing a great job. He was assistant at Belmont for all those years. They were a tremendous team. He understands the game at a high level. He's got really good pieces. They play very intense, very tough defense.
Yeah.
And we knew going in it was going to be a hard game, and they spread the floor just like Belmont. We're able to get into the lane and make passes, and they just do a really good job. And they got a big guy inside that can get it done.
Yeah.
I mean, he played his tail off. We were fortunate to get the win, but our guys, it was something that we had to really just focus 40 minutes on and stay to the task, because they're 4-2 right now. They're doing a really good job. They're right there with us, tied for us at second place right now.
You know, one of the things that I asked you pregame, Casey Alexander, in his first year was with Rick Byrd so many years. Did you already pick up that the Belmont system was now starting to trickle down to the land? And you can see Coach Alexander, great mentoring by Rick Byrd, and that's just going to continue to transform on down the road in the years ahead.
No doubt about it. I mean, an institution in Florida, a really good institution. It's been in our league. We played them a lot of times, had a lot of close battles over the years, and we were really fortunate to get some separation in the second half, so it was a little easier to finish, but it wasn't an easy thing whatsoever.
Now, Coach, we then took off on the road. 2-game swing up to Johnson City, Tennessee first against East Tennessee State. We'll talk about that game, and then the USC Upstate. But you know, we've had some losses this year, but I don't think anyone, including yourself, felt like we had played a bad game. That may have been as close as we're going to come, hopefully, to playing a bad game against East Tennessee State.
Yeah, we didn't play very good, but they had a lot to do.
They did play well.
They were really good. Coach Bartow always does a good job with his team, and as we had talked about previously, his dad had passed away. The team, him, everybody was dealing with a lot of stuff going on, and their emotions were at a high level. The stands were packed. They just had a great crowd.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
They always do, it seems to me, but they hit every shot they shot.
Early on they did.
We couldn't get any of our shots to fall, and they kept pressing us. We kept forcing shots. We didn't get the shots we wanted. We just got sped up, and they were. We just didn't play our game, and it really bothered us, and we really didn't recover at all the whole game.
Yeah. Well, I think their seniors had a lot to do with it. Salazzo and Isaiah Brown, they've been around a long time. And that building, I know as a head coach, you're dealing with players and the opposition and the opposing players. But from a fan perspective, to me, it's hard to go in there and play in that mini dome. The perception of that arena is different.
It's definitely different than any place you play. They have a great home court advantage. They use it in the best way. They're smart about how they do that. In practice time is not the same as it is anywhere else. You can't have the right kind of combination. You just don't get the same feel as you do in normal facilities. But they use it, and they should, the way they do it.
Absolutely.
They've had great tradition over a lot of years through the Southern Conference and now in our league. And they were ready to play, and they were on point all night.
Then we get on the bus Sunday morning. We head to Spartanburg, South Carolina, and you've been real creative this year. We had Mission Impossible, turned to Mission Possible, defeat Georgia Tech. This time you pulled out an old 60s or 70s song that you got the guys back on track. Tell us about that.
Well, my devotional for that day, it was about when you fail, don't blame others. And so we were just talking about we had failure. It's easy to point fingers, and we haven't done that as a group.
Absolutely.
I encouraged them not to start that, even in the midst of us not playing well. And then we talked about we got to be resilient. We looked up the definition of resilient. Talked about being elastic. You got to bounce back. You got to stay, get back to form.
Yep.
That's what that is. And I thought about rubber bands right away. And then I thought about the old song, Spinner song, Rubber Band Man, which you and I know, but they don't know.
Not that tune anyway.
They know another rubber band.
They did.
Anyway, I tell them on the bus, hey, get your iPods out. Or get your phones, how many can pull it up, and they all pulled it up, and we played it at once, and every time we got back on the bus from that point forward, we played. It was just a lot of fun. Let them focus on the right stuff.
Well, it worked well, Coach, and certainly we bounced back with a big win against USC upstate, and we're going to talk about more games coming up here in just a moment. We're at Wild Wings Cafe talking inside Mercer basketball.
Yeah, baby, good job.
I have purchased 5 Jeeps here at 5 Star. And my sister-in-law from Florida actually came up and purchased a Jeep here. The way you're treated, the satisfaction, the service, just overall good experience. And, for me to come back that many times speaks for itself.
So here's the game plan. Rush into the Wild Wing Cafe and tackle one of our new steakhouse burgers. 100% Angus, 100% great. It's an all-star lineup that can win you tickets to the biggest games of the year. Where? At
the Wild Wing. As a business owner, you need to choose the financial direction that's best for you, to find a clear path to growth and success. At BB&T, we support businesses of all sizes with personal service and advice, sharing the sound financial knowledge we've gained over more than 140 years, so you can move ahead with confidence. Talk to us today about your business goals. BB&T, sharing knowledge for a brighter direction.
We're back at the Wild Wings Cafe with Inside Mercer Basketball. Going to share the spotlight a little bit in the next segment. Coach Hoffman has invited the new Mercer head football coach, Bobby Lamb, to join us. And Coach, good to have you aboard. Mercer bringing back football. How has it been to start from scratch? No tees, no footballs, no anything.
See what I put my spreadsheet together with all my equipment the other day, and I'm afraid I've left something out. So
over budget?
We'll know when it's
no way, you can't be over budget already.
Not yet either.
Coach, it's so much excitement, and of course Mercer adding football just enhances the quality athletic programs that we already have, and more quality coaches coming aboard. I know a couple of things that fans are interested in. One, the stadium. For those that don't live in the Macon area, that are in the southeast, tell us how the stadium's coming along.
Well, the stadium project's coming on well, especially if we get some of this rain out here.
Yeah.
It's a little slow right now, but they're working very hard. We're kind of doing this backwards. The field house has got to be done first.
Yep.
Because we have kids coming in August 2/12, and the field house got to be done, so there's a place to lift weights, a place to dress, a place to have your meetings. That'll be done first. The field will be put down second, synthetic third, and then of course the stadium will be built around it. So the stadium won't be finalized and finished probably till summer of 2013, but everything is on go right now.
Boy, the day we broke ground for that stadium, could you not just sense the excitement of folks knowing that just a couple of years away there's going to be a football game on that field?
Well, it's very exciting, and I'm tickled to death that the stadium was put right there in the center of campus.
Yes.
It's kind of a centerpiece along with the University Center.
Yeah.
It's just a great area. Can't wait to that open game when you guys get to enjoy the tailgates, parties.
Yeah.
I'll be a little nervous.
Well, the thing I was going to ask you, because I know you're competitive, you've been an awesome coach from the beginning, and I know for me, what you're doing right now, having to wait so long to get to play a game, taking this inconsistency to where it's going to go. How's that going for you? I mean, I know you're getting more walks, getting more exercise exercise and all that, but I mean, the part of competition is why you do all this. How does that work?
To be honest with you, certainly since I've been here, the first competition I've really had is really right now this month is recruiting.
Yeah.
Because when you go recruiting, you're out there on the road and you're recruiting against other schools. So this is fueling my fire a little bit.
Yeah.
Certainly it was a great break for us during the fall. I was able to watch my son play.
To be a father for a change.
I was able to
Yeah,
go
talk
to
about that a
whatever
little bit.
game I wanted to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about that. That was awesome.
Yeah, I tell you, it couldn't have been even better. My brother's the high school coach here at Calhoun, Georgia, and my son moved in and as a quarterback, they went 15-0, won the state championship, and beat Buford finally in the Georgia Dome. So we've been partying for the last
That was fun to watch.
Oh, it was awesome.
amazing.
It was really fun to watch you on the sideline just before the winning field goal, because I'm sure as a head coach, you don't display any of the antics as you were displaying right before that field goal.
I'm telling you, it's a lot different when you got your brother on the sideline and then your son is
And your
calling all the shots
Yeah.
in the game, and then my nephew was a wide receiver.
Well, Coach, as Coach Hoffman pointed out, recruiting, you've got to have players. And I know there's only certain things you can say at this point, but what you can say as we lead up to this February 1st signing day, where are we?
Well, I tell you, the contact period was December 1 through about December 18, and we were able to contact these young men face to face. And we have been out. Ironically, we've got our first official visit weekend this weekend with the Friday night basketball game.
Yeah.
We're excited about that. But everybody's been real receptive in the state. They realize what Mercer is doing, the location that we have here, the facilities that we're going to have. I think there's an air of excitement, not only in Macon, but throughout the state of Georgia.
Yeah. Coach Hoffman, now share with us what it means to have somebody like Coach Lamb start the
That's
program
exactly
in your sport.
I mean, you and I have been together. That's what I was getting ready to talk about.
I'm sorry, you take it. You run with it.
No, I was just going to say it's just been fun to have other guys on staff. Another program coming in. Their staff has been tremendous. Going out and meeting the other coaches and spending time, coming in the office, and I'm excited just to see the product we're going to put on the field. And I think that's what we're growing. I mean, that's what President Underwood envisions, what Jim Troll envisions, and we can grow this thing to another level. And that's what they're going to be able to help us do. Having things on the weekend. I mean, I can't imagine the excitement, enthusiasm that's going to change on those weekends when you guys start playing games.
Well,
And I get to call a few plays.
That's right. The thing about college football is you're one game a week. We're totally different than any other sports. You're one game a week. You put all your energy and time into that one game, and you have it on a Saturday, and you get to bring everybody from the community, all your alumni back, and it's just a sense of excitement, and it's the pageantry of college football, which I think we all enjoy.
And one other thing, Coach Hoffman, we've got a great group of coaches already, but it's got to be welcome to bring somebody like Coach Lamb, who stresses academics, had probably among the top 5 programs in the country at academic success and graduation rate. It's certainly got to be welcoming to bring somebody in of that quality.
The one who hadn't graduated, he's coaches himself.
Yeah, you're probably right. Right now, ABR is really good. Hopefully they don't look at the coaches track.
I know I couldn't get in there, so they didn't look at me either.
Yeah, but certainly a great camaraderie among you coaches working with one another when just good people are down the hall.
Well, it makes it so much easier because when you go out recruiting, the visibility they're going to have in the name, Mercer football, it doesn't matter. So when we go in the home, they're going to recognize them. They recognize us. We're all in the same high schools recruiting. It helps when you have other guys out spreading that are the kind of people that he has on his staff.
Coach Lamb, great to have you with us today. Can't wait till a couple of seasons and we can do Inside Mercer football.
Well, I'm a big basketball fan, and go Bears.
Absolutely. Thanks, Coach Lamb. Back at Wild Wings Cafe in Macon, Georgia. You're watching Inside Mercer Basketball.
I was looking through the paper and I saw a really good ad from 5 Star Ford in Warner Robins. So when I went, I was actually really picky, and my salesperson worked with me until I finally found the truck that I liked, and it was a black Ford 2011 F-150 XLT Super Crew. And it actually has an EcoBoost, so it's a little bit better on gas, and I love it. I would definitely recommend 5 Star to all my friends.
As a business owner, you need to choose the financial direction that's best for you. To find a clear path to growth and success. At BB&T, we support businesses of all sizes with personal service and advice, sharing the sound financial knowledge we've gained over more than 140 years so you can move ahead with confidence. Talk to us today about your business goals. BB&T, sharing knowledge for a brighter direction.
So here's the game plan. Rush into the Wild Wing Cafe and tackle one of our new steakhouse burgers. 100% Angus, 100% great. It's an all-star lineup that can win you tickets to the biggest games of the year. Where?
We're talking inside Mercer basketball at the Wild Wings Cafe, Macon, Georgia. We're joined now by Justin Cecil. Justin is not only the only senior on the men's basketball team, he's the only senior basketball player at Mercer University. Justin, every night we go on the floor with the starting lineup, 1 senior, 4 sophomores. Tell us what that has been like this season, knowing you're the guy with all the experience and the seniority.
It's definitely a big change from what I'm used to. It's one of the first times I've been known as the older guy. I'm usually the young guy in the team I play in. So,
but you're an old dude now. Yeah, you're an old dude, man.
But
that's why you're growing a beard and everything.
Yeah, it's growing in that. It's good though.
You've been having a phenomenal season, man. When you're on a roll shooting threes, you shoot them as good as anybody in the country. You're coming off a career high 26 points. But I thought Coach paid you the ultimate compliment last night after the game at USC Upstate. Said you played the best offensive game you might have ever played. Do you feel like you're becoming more of a complete player now?
I definitely do. Since I came here, one of the things that coaches constantly preach to me is working on defense. I've never really focused on it before in the past because I've always been skilled enough to be on the floor just because of my offensive ability.
Yep.
And I guess I've really laxed on defense. But since I came here, coach has been keeping that essential focus on my game. It's improved a lot, and I feel like now that that's starting to come along, I feel more confident as a player. So it actually helps my offensive game too.
Well, he's done some stuff on his own on that. Besides what we've done, and the assistants done a good job of that. But Kevin Canterbury, one of our
the Nat, as you call him, the Nat,
And him, you'll see them periodically over to the side. And Kevin's working on his footwork. Is that right? How'd that come about now? How you guys been spending time doing that? I think that's a cool thing.
Yeah, it was just one day after practice. I'd had a rough day at practice. I just felt really slow, and Kev just afterwards just pulled me aside. It's like, hey, let's work on a couple of things.
Yeah.
So ever since then, every now and then we'll go over to the side at the end of practice, and he'll have the ball, and then he'll just work with me on what to do when people have the ball, when they're coming on the break, when they have it on the dribble. So it's really good because I don't really guard anybody as quick as Kev. So when I feel like I'm able to stop him, just when we're working by ourselves, it helps my confidence.
It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Now here we are in your senior year, Justin, as we pointed out. We just won our 12th game, more than any other team in the conference. We're a half game out of first place. Man, how exciting is this the next 7 weeks, knowing we're right at the top of the conference?
It's pretty awesome. So far it's been exactly what I'd hoped for my final season. Hopefully we end it just as well as we started it. But I think as long as we stay together and keep playing Mercer Bears basketball, who knows what will happen.
Tell me what you think is the best thing about this team. What do you think has kept? Because I really believe, like you mentioned, you guys are together. I've coached a while, as you can tell by the old fossil gray hairs. But does seem to be a high. We talk about it all the time with our teams, and we've had some better than others. But I think this team is right there. What do you sense it to? What do you sense it to? What do you think is happening there?
I think it's really just everybody, finally buying in. I know a little bit last year, there's always those kind of small clicks on teams where certain players are more, individuals and keep to themselves.
Yep.
And I've actually personally been one of those players at times. And a little bit. So last year, I kind of made an effort to spend as much time as I could with my teammates and strengthen those friendships. And I feel like everybody else has done the same. So I feel this is by far the closest team I've ever been on. Everybody's, really cheering for each other and not out for themselves.
Yeah, it's genuine, I really believe. It's not just putting on because coach is yelling at you to do it. So it's pretty good.
And let's face it, basketball should be fun to play. And this year, coaches making it fun. Rubber Band Man, Mission Impossible. This is fun with this team, right, Justin?
Oh, yeah. This is one of the best seasons I've had, most fun I've had in a while.
All right, still a lot of great things to be accomplished with this team. Good luck to you your senior season. Let's take it all the way to the house, leading up to the conference tournament coming up just a few weeks. You're at the Wild Wings Cafe with us. Thanks for joining us to talk inside Mercer basketball.
So here's the game plan. Rush into the Wild Wing Cafe and tackle one of our new steakhouse burgers. 100% Angus, 100% great. It's an all-star lineup that can win you tickets to the biggest games of the year. Where? At the
Wild Wing. As a business owner, you need to choose the financial direction that's best for you. To find a clear path to growth and success. At BB&T, we support businesses of all sizes with personal service and advice, sharing the sound financial knowledge we've gained over more than 140 years, so you can move ahead with confidence. Talk to us today about your business goals. BB&T, sharing knowledge for a brighter direction.
Service department is out of sight. You can pull in the garage over there and they will meet you before you cut the engine off. They know you by name. How can I help you, Mr. Ross? I can't, get that kind of service no place else but here at 5 Star. All of my friends, I always tell them what good service you get at 5 Star. I love to talk and I like to tell the truth.
Back at the Wild Wings Cafe, Macon, Georgia, we're with head coach Bob Hoffman talking inside Mercer basketball. Coach, the Atlantic Sun Conference, there may be some folks in the viewing area that are watching this program may not be familiar with the A-Sun, but certainly most every team in this conference is better, and the parity continues to tighten up. And as evidence of that, last Friday night, Lipscomb upsetting Belmont, which really just re-emphasizes that anybody can win this conference championship this year.
Well, I think there's a lot of good teams, and every one of them had the ability to win on the road or at home, which makes it unique in our league, because that's not the case in most conferences. Most conferences have a few teams that can do that, but every team in our league could win on the road, and every team in our league can win at home. So I think that's why you're seeing the records where they are right now. We have nobody undefeated. We're 6 games in. 1/3 of the way, and we have nobody left undefeated. I think it's going to continue to be that way the rest of the way. I'm amazed when you start watching film at how talented the players are in our league, and then you add that with the coaches we got. You got a really good basketball league.
And within the last couple of years, we have had schools to come in and complete their 4-year of eligibility into Division I, and it seems like instantly they're bringing new players in. They're quick, they're fast, and everybody that we have seen in conference play this year, extremely quick on and off the ball.
Yeah, South Carolina Upstate, who we just finished against, they're played them on the road. Coach Payne has won at every level.
Yeah.
He's got a great team, and they're really young.
Yeah.
They're good. And then Florida Gulf Coast was tremendous, and they got a lot of great players. Both those teams just have become eligible for playoffs. So I think the days ahead are going to continue to be more interesting and more amazing in how it transpires in those conference games.
Now, you talked about the resiliency of anybody could go on the road and win. For your own team, you've got to be very pleased of how your guys have gone on the road. They've been behind in the second half, had guys in foul trouble, but have continued to perform and won, what now, 6 road games already this season.
Yeah, we won 6 on the road, and we've played 4 conference road games already, which nobody else has played that many. And with us being a half game out, being at that place, that speaks well of the character of these guys and how they can withstand that pressure and stay together, as Justin was talking about earlier. I think that's what's kept us there. You know, sometimes you get on the road, and if you don't like people, it gets worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you know you're on the road, you don't like me, so it gets worse when we're on the road.
Hey, you feed me, I have to like you. You feed me better than my wife.
Well, she's right in, baby. I may not get to eat the rest of it. But I think once you get on the road and it happens like that, it just gets worse and can get worse. And the longer the season goes, it gets older. And for us to have the guys hanging out, liking each other, and enjoying success like they have, that bodes well for our team finishing up well.
Coach, I emphasized last week, I want to emphasize once again 2 things. Number one, you've got probably more height than Mercer may have ever had. You're playing more guys, but I know there are a lot of quality head coaches that have great assistants, but your assistants break down the other team and the opponent as well as anyone I've ever seen. I know you want to give them a plug.
Oh yeah, they've been great. Coach Spencer Wright, Doug Eslick, and Jake Nelp are off the charts. Not only on that, but how they're doing the individual workouts to get our guys prepared. Part of the reason our defense is at the level it's at is because of the breakdown drills and how they've worked on things like with Justin and different guys to get them better and be in gaps and understand the complexity of how you got to play with a lot of toughness. And I think the most important thing for me is just how well they all get along, and there doesn't seem to be any jealousy over one or the other, and that's not always the case. And I'm blessed to have those kind of guys. I mean, I study film, they study film, we'll bounce off ideas. It's a great place to be as a head coach when you have those kind of guys on your staff.
Coach, here it is, the middle of January. The season is really speeding by. We've only got 5 road games left in the regular season. That's amazing. That's amazing. Got a lot of games in the UC coming up.
7 of them.
Yeah, so you talked about need to win on the road, and certainly you need to hold court or hold to serve at home.
Saturday at home, which you guys, if you haven't seen us play, if you're in the Central Georgia area, come out and watch us play. We played Saturday home, and we play again Monday, 4:30 Saturday, and then Monday at home, 7:30. Great chance to see these guys perform, playing really well. We'd love to pack the house out. We've been having great crowds. We're averaging about 2300 a game. And if you haven't seen these guys play team basketball on the offense and defensive end, you need to come out and experience it. They're really playing at a high level.
First team in the Atlantic Sun Conference to win 12 games this year. We may be on pace to break some sort of record for Mercer wins, so we might as well run the table. What do you think?
Oh, yes. Let's run it out. Let's run the table. That'd be a good thing.
Coach, it's always a pleasure to greet with you, whether it's at the game or here at Wild Wings Cafe, and boy, the next 6 weeks are going to be a lot of fun.
Thanks for having me, Rick. Thanks for all your help. We appreciate Wild Wing Cafe for hosting this show and having us every week.
For head coach Bob Hoffman, this is Rick Cameron thanking you for joining us from Wild Wings for Inside Mercer Basketball.
Go Bears.